All right, all right. All right, looks like we are live. Cool. So, sorry, I'm testing everything. For some reason, my screen for my Streamlabs, which I'm quitting. Oh, there you go. I recently found out the Streamlabs is not associated with OBS. So canceling that service. Anyways, yeah, how's it going, everyone? Skylar here. In this video, I want to go over a lot about crypto. Kind of want to go over the. Oh, is this not working either? Okay, cool. I kind of want to go over crypto as a whole, kind of talk about what crypto is, the pitfalls. The space is a little bit more crazy than a lot of people think. In fact, I was recently watching a video of somebody that had they had almost like 2 million subscribers, and they were going over crypto. And the guy was talking about his top picks from last year, which were like, it was just really frustrating, I guess. The coins were like IOTA and Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, and anyways, and if you have been in the industry long enough, you'll know why that's kind of it's a very common mistake. People getting into a lot of these very well promoted projects, I guess. So I did want to kind of go over. I've been in this space for a long time, and on top of that, I'm obsessed with this space. It's pretty much all I do outside of my 9-to-5 job, and I've been in this space for like 5 years or so, and it's pretty intense. So I kind of want to go over this industry, what you should know if you've never bought crypto before. And in fact, I've been asking people for about 3 weeks now to send any brand new questions and anything that they want to know about cryptocurrency, and seemingly the questions I got were, should I buy Dogecoin? Should I buy Shiba? Which are kind of frustrating questions, to be honest, because I don't really care about any of that. So I'm going to go over that sort of stuff. I'm going to kind of go over as well kind of the importance of Bitcoin. I just don't think a lot of people even know like what crypto is. And then I'm going to go over my expectations of where I think the next few months are going to go, how high we could go, what the next few years look like, what the next 5-10 years looks like. This is one of those spaces. I've been in this, like I said, I've been in this industry heavy for 5 years now, and I feel like it's going to be my entire life is going to be in this industry. You know, it's the first time that actually puts, you know, power back in people's hands. It gets the same financial benefits that you and I have here in the United States to anybody in the world. All they need is an internet connection, and now they have the same benefits that we do here in the United States, pretty much, right? At least that's what we're trying to build. So, yeah, we're going to go over all this. So, first of all, let's go. Let's refresh this real quick. Back in people's hands. Cool. If you have any questions, you can just pop them in the chat. But yeah, here's the Bitcoin markets right now. I will go over, you know, I definitely think we're going to be rising in price. I'll go over that near the end. But yeah, let me just kind of go over a few of these coins and kind of talk about this space, just so you kind of get where these projects came for, what they're doing. I don't know. Do you guys care what projects are doing? I mean, it seems like all people care about is if there's a dog on the logo, and if there is, they're like, oh, I'm all in. I heard Elon Musk is about to tweet about this project, so I'm all in, right, or whatever. So, yeah, Bitcoin was the very first coin. They're tackling the financial aspect of cryptocurrency, and long story short, Bitcoin was essentially created. It's decentralized. It's governed by the people. It's the people's money, is what it is. It's the first time that money has been created out of software. You can't shut it down. Governments can't shut it down. It's decentralized, meaning there's nobody can print more money of it. There's a limited supply of 21 million, and it runs off the internet. So anyone who can have access to the internet can have this currency essentially. And I guess you should look at it as like, you have the euro, you have the United States dollar, and you have the Bitcoin, right? You have Satoshis and Bitcoin, right? Satoshis are the lower denomination, yeah, it's like Bitcoin's $100 and a Satoshi's a penny, essentially. You can look at it that way. So yeah, Bitcoin was the one that started it all, 2008, and I'm going to go over, money and all that sort of stuff here in a sec. But when 2008 crashed, this wasn't the answer to 2008, and I'm sure this has been worked on for many years. They take protocols from the 90s and insert it into Bitcoin and whatnot. But since 2008, Bitcoin's was created to solve the financial problems, right? And then all of a sudden you started having people that were taking this code. Well, I guess let me just go back a little bit more. So people started the Bitcoin, how Bitcoins are created, or people essentially use their computers at home to run complicated math problems essentially, and once enough people are running it, the math problem will be solved. They'll reward those people with Bitcoin. They call them miners, and then more Bitcoin are created. So there's like 18 million or something Bitcoin. There's going to be 21 million when everything is said and done. So. But yeah, Bitcoin was created to solve that. And eventually somebody took Bitcoin, because you were able to mine it. Like I said, you would just get it for free, essentially, and you exchange power consumption for Bitcoin, essentially, is what it was. And which opens up a whole nother field. People complain about the power of Bitcoin. It's like, it's actually the most power efficient anything that's ever existed. Because there's always at least like a 20, 30, 40% energy loss when making things. Well, 100% of the energy that's used to make Bitcoin stays in the Bitcoin network completely, but that's a little level 2 sort of stuff. I don't really want to go over that today. But yeah, Bitcoin was made to make a money that nobody could manipulate, no government was in control of. It was decentralized, it was the people's money, right? And so that was the point of Bitcoin. And then somebody eventually put it on an exchange. The first exchange was actually Mt. Gox, and they started trading it. They're like, hey, I got this for free because I was helping run the software algorithm to process transactions, essentially. And then they put it on Mt. Gox, and then they sold it, and then the first, Bitcoins on cryptocurrency was, existed on exchange. Mt. Gox, side note, stands for Magic the Gathering Online Exchange. It was originally a website to sell Magic cards that somebody eventually turned into a Bitcoin exchange, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff actually with that history. Ties into but yeah, and anyways, eventually people started what's called forking this coin. So they would take the code and then change it a little bit, and then make another, and then make another software that's like Bitcoin, but a little bit different to solve another problem or whatever, right? And that's where there's almost 11,000 coins on this exchange. There's been hundreds of thousands of coins made altogether, but Bitcoin was originally, created to solve the, financial systems. And then eventually all these coins started changing the code here and there, creating different versions of the code. In fact, that's where like Litecoin, right? It's like a faster version of Bitcoin. It's kind of like the silver to the gold sort of thing. But yeah, and then like I said, a bunch of companies started springing up and they were doing little things. So Bitcoin, for sure, absolutely, without a doubt in my mind, is going to be the leader in fintech and financial tech when it comes to cryptocurrencies. There's no coin that's ever gotten close to it. And if there is, it hasn't been proven yet, like Bitcoin has. people have been trying to hack Bitcoin. Governments like China have tried to take it down. No one's ever been able to take down Bitcoin. It's proven itself. It's only been down. It's been up for like 99 point something percent of the time. It was down for like, I don't know, a couple hours, I think, 2 hours ever since 2009, right? So it actually is up more than like Wells Fargo and Chase Bank and the modern, financial industries. But yeah, and then Ethereum came along. A bunch of people, Vitalik Buterin, he's the main guy behind Ethereum. And Ethereum is there to solve a Web 3.0 problem, essentially trying to decentralize the internet and allow people to build like websites or apps off of this web that is decentralized. So that way you can actually have programs and applications that can't get shut down, right? You can have there's many different things you can do with Ethereum, but you can have a bunch of people vote. You can end up building a company and then taking a step back and like, all right, anything that needs to be done needs to be voted on, and it's ran by the people, right? But Ethereum is trying to essentially, all these projects, which about probably 80%, 50, 60, 70, 80%, probably more than 50, 60%, but probably around the 70 or 80% mark, I'd probably guess now, of all the projects out there built off of Ethereum, because Ethereum built a code where people could build off of it. And so now a bunch of people can build companies on blockchain specifically, and that way they don't have to rely on these third parties to run their company. They can rely off of decentralized companies. And so all this stuff is being built. It's very new, but Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty much are the two people where I'd say I would be very surprised if these weren't here in 5 years, 10 years, right? Everything else is kind of a question mark, even though my heaviest bag actually isn't Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's something else. But these two are the two. If I were to say 10 years, pick two coins, these are the two coins I would pick. I do believe in another project heavily, but there's a lot of testing that needs to be done on that project, right? It's Luxo, just to let you know. But yeah, so that's what Ethereum is. Binance Coin is essentially an exchange token. They're trying to... This token essentially makes it cheaper for you to use their exchange. There's certain projects you can get in with their token. I don't really care about Binance token. I'm not saying this isn't going to pump. This could go to many thousands of dollars one day. I'm sure it will actually. But I don't care. It's an exchange. It's a centralized exchange, and cryptocurrency was created to get away from centralization. So whatever. But I'm not saying you're not going to make money off of it. I just personally, I didn't join crypto, so there could be more centralized exchanges that can run how things are done and decide for you how you can finance things, how you can borrow money, right? It's like, we've seen in Robinhood, right? Robinhood is a prime example of why we don't want centralized organizations, right? They can shut down projects, and you could throw all your money into a project, and then that centralized organization could say, oh, no one's allowed to buy the project anymore. Only you can sell it, which will then crash the project, and that's how a lot of people lost money in GameStop. But yeah, centralized coin. I'm sure it's going to do well. Binance is one of the largest exchanges out there. But yeah, Tether is a stable coin. There's an interesting story behind Tether because it was back. They say they were backed dollar by dollar. Now I'm not. Now they say it's like we're backed by some assets and whatnot. Hey, what's up, Bitcoin Utah? Lone Wolf Monday. Oh, Moon Boy. Sorry, Moon Boy. I just, by the way, I haven't streamed for a couple of weeks because I've been finding out that a lot of people in my close circle of people that I work with and other people that I, have been watching, and so I don't know. I'm kind of an introvert. I don't know why I do YouTube, but definitely not here to be a YouTuber, right? I just want to help people who have a bunch of questions, I guess. But yeah, Tether's a stable coin, meaning it's backed dollar for dollar. So this should always be around $1, right? So this is 9.999333, right? If you put $1 million in it, it would go up to $1 eventually, right? So this is kind of nice. If it ever gets like 98 cents, you know it's going to go back up 2 cents because it's a stable coin. So you could dump a crap ton of money at that price and make 2 pennies off of. You'd have to have a lot of money to make a good profit. But anyways, this could crash the market. It could pump the market. Tether is in very much control over the red days and green days. If they start printing money, Bitcoin goes up in price. And this is a whole other story. I would YouTube. Oh my gosh. I have this like keyboard. It's like a dope keyboard, but it's like a typewriter. And so it's a little different when you have to. Oh shoot. I have a Bias, by the way. I'm afraid to open it. I almost dropped it just now. Space Goat. I actually drank this on another stream. I'm in the Space Bias because of crypto, right? But go to Coffee. Oh my gosh, CoffeeZilla. Oh my gosh, see what I'm talking about? I can't type. CoffeeZilla Tether. There you go. It's the first one. He has a couple of them. Oh wow, he does. He has more. I haven't seen all of his apparently. But he does a lot of good. He actually exposes a lot of crypto scams and a lot of like forex scams, a lot of like TikTokers, Instagram scammers. CoffeeZilla. He's one of my favorite YouTubers actually. He gained like 500,000 subscribers recently. He had like, I don't know. I've been following him since under 100,000, and now he's almost at 1 million. I'm really excited for him. But anyways, yeah, go there, and you can kind of learn about Tether because a lot of people like hate on Tether a lot because it can dump the markets, but it's just really interesting. Anyway, Solana. I'm not the biggest fan of Solana actually. Hey, how's it going, King Hua? A lot of people love Solana. Yeah, and it did fan-freaking-tastic. If you were to bought Solana a year ago, right? 56 cents to 222, that's amazing gains. I'm also not saying that this is going to, it's reached its top, right? It could go, like I said before, it could go in the thousands as well. I mean, if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, that'll take the 1 trillion market cap essentially to $2 trillion, which means a 68 billion could easily go to a 3, 4, 5, 600 billion, right, or something like that. But anyways, it's a little bit centralized for my taste. They also have taken a lot of Ethereum's NFTs and they just like put it on the Solana network. So like a lot of what Solana's doing is just copying Ethereum. I'm not a big fan of that. There's also some issues with supply. I'm not 100% on this, so it's one of those things I want to look into. But there was some issues with Solana taking its supply. Maybe I can supply lie. See, they lied. They had 12 million coins. Anyways, you can read about that later. But I haven't actually done a ton of research on it, so I can't really give it accuracy or not. I just heard a bunch of rumors. But yeah, Solana is essentially doing what Ethereum is doing. They are they're trying to be a Web 3.0. They're trying to have a bunch of projects be built on them, and yeah, I don't think that I don't think it's a Ethereum killer. Cardano as well, same thing. They want to copy Ethereum, except Charles Hoskins is the guy behind Cardano. He's not really a coder. He started Ethereum early in the days, and before like the ERC20 token was created, like before Ethereum was even popular, he left. So it's weird that he calls himself an Ethereum founder just because he was there in the early days. You know, it'd be like if, well, I guess he didn't invest, but Gary Vee always talks about, he's like, I was in the room when Uber was created. He's like, if that was Charles Hoskins, he might be like, I was at the room that helped create Uber. You know, I don't know. But he says that when this is going to be created, it's going to be able to do millions of transactions per second, where Ethereum currently can only do 15. And when I should have probably talked about that. Ethereum can only do 15 transactions per second right now. But when they scale it to Ethereum 2.0, which should happen any month now, in the next few months, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, who knows, then it will be able to do tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of transactions, which will make it cheaper to use, and that's a big problem right now. Ethereum is expensive. Right now it costs like 60, 70, 80 bucks minimum to make a transaction. You want to buy $5 of Ethereum, it's going to cost you 65 bucks for the transaction, so you need to spend 70 bucks to make $5, right? It's just ridiculous unless you're buying a lot. That's a big problem. So Solana is popular right now because no one uses it, and now people use it, but I think a lot of people are just like are tired of the gas fees and they're trying to use another service. Cardano isn't launched yet, but they say millions. So if that's true and it ends up becoming true, then fantastic, good for them. They're going to pump big time. Now, a lot of you who've been following me for a long time know I've been talking about Cardano for a long time, but I sold all of it. I'm completely out of Cardano. I actually sold, was it $1.80? I thought it was $2.80. Hold on, where did it go to? Oh yeah, I think I sold it near the top actually, thank goodness. At any rate, doesn't matter. I'm out of it. I'm out of it because I was in the pennies, right? Under 10 cents. So I don't know. It could end up doing well again, but what's well? Another 10x, 15, 20, right? I don't know. We'll see. This, by the way, the price is completely irrelevant. This means nothing. If this price right here said it was $1 million a token, it doesn't mean anything. Cool, I'll buy $5 and I'll buy a partial of a token. This is what matters, the market cap. So whenever you're looking at a project, this is what matters. In fact, if you were to take the token supply and divide that by the market cap, that's how you get the price. So that's why like Shiba is so low. Because if you look at Shiba's coins, look at the supply. What is this? 1,000 million billion, 549 trillion tokens. Right? So in case, just a quick little lesson, take that 500 and whatever, and then we are going to divide that, where is it? By the market cap. Whoops, what am I doing? Did I divide it already? Let's see, circulating supply. What am I doing wrong? I feel like I'm doing a really dumb mistake because I'm live and I'm like getting all nervous now. Divided by... Alright, well, if I just take the circulating supply, let's just do this instead. Circulating supply times it by the price times the price, that should equal the market cap. There you go, 23,805, close enough. So that's how these prices are created. So for example, if Shiba ended up burning, meaning getting rid of, throwing away, deleting half of their tokens, then this would immediately jump up double in price, right? So this is why it's so cheap, is because there's 549 trillion coins. If we go to Bitcoin or Ethereum, there's 118 million in Ethereum. So 118 circulating supply times the price equals the market cap. Bitcoin's 21 million, right? So the price is irrelevant, you guys. It's all about the market cap. So when people say, for instance, let me actually just talk about a popular one, because I see this all the time. It just like pisses me off, actually. People say, oh, Shiba coin to $1. Oh, you guys, Shiba's going to $1. This is what that would mean. You have to take 1 divided by a bajillion. So it would have to 23,068x in order for it to get to $1. So so in order for this Shiba to get to $1, then we're gonna need to 23,068x the market cap. So let's do that. So in order for Shiba to hit $1, Shiba would be worth, we're at million, billion, would be worth $548 trillion. So more than everything that exists in the entire world would be in Shiba. Everything that every human creates in the entire world and has built any type of value in, Shiba will be worth more than all of it. And so this is why it kind of pisses me off, especially when I see YouTubers. Oh my gosh, you guys. I saw a YouTuber the other day with 400,000 subscribers. And he said, Shiba to $1 when Robinhood lists them. As you see from the math, the actual math, it is not possible. But people don't care about math. They're like, eh. Sorry, where's my chat? There it is. They don't care, right? They just, like, someone says it on a Facebook post. And by the way, I blame them. The media are a bunch of a-holes. You guys, don't watch the news ever again. Just delete it. Anything that has a newscaster, it's worthless to watch. News nowadays is just entertainment. In fact, the guy who runs CNN, the head guy of CNN, even was said on tape that he doesn't know if things are true or not. He doesn't care. It's all about the ratings. And so it's just like, when they'll post, oh, look at Floki. Oh, is Floki the next Shiba? This project 56,000x this year. That's all they talk about. They don't talk about like anything responsible in the news, you guys. Anyways. But yeah, Solana and Cardano pretty much doing the Ethereum thing. Jeez, I'm already at 30 minutes and I haven't even gotten into my stream, I feel like. XRP, all they're doing is just trying to fix current banking systems. So for the current banking infrastructure, I don't think XRP is not a bad idea. But I didn't get into crypto to make the current banking system a little better. I came to like throw it in the freaking garbage, light it on fire, and start something else, right? We need to stop this money printing, right? Anyways, yeah, XRP is like, cool, we can now incorporate crypto into, regular fintech, which is like, no, dude. Fintech is garbage. It's run by a bunch of Wall Street a-holes who cause problems and then get paid to cause the problems and get paid to fix the problems. So they don't give a crap. I would rather fintech be completely in the open and not owned by one person or a few people, right? So, whatever. Again, I'm not saying any of these projects are going to do bad. XRP, $10, I'm sure of it. I'd be very surprised if it didn't hit $10 in this bull market, in this next few months, right? If Bitcoin continues doing what it's done last few bull cycles, which we'll go over in a sec. Polkadot, I love Polkadot, ran by Gavin Wood. I keep forgetting to talk about the creators of these, but Gavin Wood is really smart. He was actually one of the best coders on Ethereum back in the day. He's building a blockchain that will help connect all the blockchains together. Very complicated, way over my head. I've even tried asking questions from people that I know that can code and who create who can fork tokens, and you know they're really good at they're what do they call, white hackers, right? So they actually like go into code and they find problems, and then they get paid to fix them and stuff like that, right? What do they call, bounty hunters, or I can't remember what their name is, but anyways, I've asked them to explain it. Some of my smarter friends, and they're like, well, they kind of go over it, but I'm like, whew. So I kind of get what they do, but I don't really understand the code very well. And check out their code, by the way. You'll see what I mean. USD is now a stable coin, so it's just pegged to the dollar. A lot of people use these stable coins, by the way, because like, for example, I mean, I even called this crash, right? And I called it because happened. It's been happening every single year. So this is right where we were at last year, right? This is 2017. And so it was like, well, we dropped 20% when we were at like 6%. I was like, probably gonna drop another 20, right? So some people are like, all right, well, let me just dump all my Bitcoin and Ethereum or whatever into a stable coin, and then when it drops another 10% or whatever, I'll buy back in. So that's what a lot of people use stable coins for. Dogecoin was created by a guy by the name of Jackson Palmer. Was created in like 10-15 minutes, 100% as a joke to make fun of all of these thousands of cryptocurrencies being created. No one really runs it. No one really does anything on it. It's just a meme coin, and that never existed until Doge. So I don't know. It was nice because I had a couple hundred, and it turned into a car, you know, pretty much. And that's a lot of people's story who got in way early. But look at the market cap now; it's at 29 billion. So like, how high do you really think it's going to go? Do you think it's going to be number 3? Well, if so, that's like a 3x, right? So, do you think it's bigger than Ethereum? I don't know. I don't think so, by the way, but yeah, once they get up here, then the money-making opportunity is kind of gone. I mean, when Bitcoin does a 2 or 3x, then Ethereum can do a 4, 5, 6x. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum passed Bitcoin this bull market for a little bit. Yeah, Avalanche is doing the same thing as Cardano, doing the same thing as Solana, doing the same thing as Ethereum when it comes to building like Web 3.0. I actually like Avalanche. Out of Solana and Cardano and Ethereum's my favorite, but Avalanche is actually second. Probably the most DeFi out of Solana and Cardano as well. And then Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is like a piece of garbage coin I don't give a crap about. It was created specifically to ride the tails of Dogecoin. It's over 50% down from its all-time high, right? Let's go 30 days. It's almost at 0.009, right? Yeah. And you can even tell it's a scam coin. It's crappy. It means nothing. It's a nothing coin because they even, as a project, are like, hey, now that we have this much pull and this many people are buying it, we should actually join together and make a really dope product. You know, because before they just forked a coin, called it some dog thing, and then kept going, right? And a lot of people. This is also one of the things that kind of ticks me off because some people who did put money in, I don't know anyone in real life, but you'll hear people on the internet and they just think they're the smartest people in the world. And I would either say if you're buying Shiba, you're either really smart or really dumb, but there's kind of no in the middle. Really smart as in if you look at Shiba's wallets, I was going to, if I don't have a full-time job and I end up doing crypto full-time, like, holy crap, there's so much stuff I want to do. Time allocation, time. But you can actually go to Etherscan and check out all the wallets and everything, and it's very interesting. Let's see, let's go to holders. It's very interesting. So 50% of all of the money is in the first 5 people or so. And we got Binance Exchange, Crypto.com. I don't know who these are. black hole? What is that? Might be something Shiba related. But if you start going down, you'll notice that a lot of these wallets, like look at this, 12,730,802, 12,730,802, 12,7. All of these wallets are owned by the same person. Same person. How likely is it, do you think, that this many people have $12,486,221.06? What happened was somebody, a really rich person, put in $600 million into a crap ton different wallets. And so it looks like there's a bunch of holders, but it's really just a few people. Sorry guys, I don't like Shiba. Same person, right? Now we got into some other wallets down here. Only reason I'm saying that is if you go to like the top 200 wallets, few people own them, which means how many actual millionaires are there of Shiba, right? It's manipulated is what I'm trying to say, and it's all on the open, you can see it. I didn't mean to talk crap on Shiba this long, sorry. It's just, that's what you see on the news. Everyone's Shiba. In fact, I've heard more about Dogecoin and Shiba than any other cryptocurrency ever by random people. People in the crypto community, we don't talk about Dogecoin and Shiba because those are coins that people who don't know about crypto buy. You know, by the way, there's like 600 dog coins. So, you know, look at that. Even when I type in Shiba, there's like a crap ton just in the, right? Doge, right? Floki. So you want a dog coin, find one of the, you know, 1,500 dog coins, put all your money into one of them, and be as smart as everyone who became rich buying Shiba, right? Anyways, Crypto.com is an exchange coin. It's funny, I actually have a lot of Crow, but I only hold it. I don't really like exchange tokens, but I hold Crow because I use I have their credit card or their debit card through Crypto.com, the app. Oh, I think there's a link in the description down below actually if you want to use Crypto.com. But yeah, I just use it because I need it to have their Jade debit card. But I like Crypto.com. I like Binance. You know, when it comes to exchanges, hey, it's getting people to buy crypto. They can make accounts. They can actually. So I understand their need in the beginning, but eventually, projects like Uniswap, that's a decentralized exchange, will take over. But anyways, I mean, I could go through all of these, right? Uniswap is decentralized exchange. Chainlink is a Oracle solution, so they help take, if me and you want to bet on a baseball game or something, Oracle will make sure that the score is accurate, so the right person is paid out, right? You know, it just helps verify numbers on and off chain. Bitcoin Cash was a fork of Bitcoin. This person thought that Satoshi wanted Bitcoin to go in a different direction. You know, it's been going down ever since. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision's another fork of Bitcoin. I don't know. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. Like Cosmos is trying to do it. You know, Ethereum and all these. You know, whatever. Axie Xfinity is a NFT game that you can create these little kittens in battle. Stellar is, you know, it's like XRP, but it's decentralized, where XRP is like 80-90% of the tokens are owned by one person in the company, right? So anyways, there's a lot of tokens down, and they all do different things. I mean, most of them are scams. I'd probably say 90. I would be generous in saying that 90% of them are scams. Probably it's closer to 95, 6, 7. I don't know. But yeah, there's 11,000 coins. I maybe know 150 of them that are trying to do anything, right? I'm not saying I know every single token, but you know. But yeah. this crypto space is kind of crazy, and it's full of a lot of people trying to build this decentralized landscape. So, but there's also a ton of people taking advantage of it. Now, we're at 40 minutes. I'm going to try to fly through this, but I kind of wanted to talk about the importance of Bitcoin real quick, and I'll go through kind of my thoughts and what I'm invested in. I'll show you what I'm invested in too. I post all of my trades, so I mean, I make the trade, I post it that day. A lot of times I actually post a day or two or three or a week before I buy it. I'm just like, I'm gonna buy this coin, I'm just waiting for me to feel a little bit better by putting a bunch of money in. I'm waiting for a drop, I'm waiting for something, I don't know, a red day, I don't know. Waiting to accumulate a little bit more money to put in, I don't know. But I'm very open with my trades. But essentially, let me just kind of go over the importance of Bitcoin real quick so people kind of understand why was this cryptocurrency market created, because it sure as crap was not created for a bunch of meme coins to be pumped and everyone to think that cryptocurrency is about dog coins, right? I think that's one of the reasons why it makes me mad too, is Bitcoin is solving a crazy important problem. And then you got these stupid, you know, freaking Shiba crappy coins coming in, all these like scam tokens coming in and making the space look like garbage, when it's going to put the entire world on a level playing field financially. I mean, this is what Bitcoin is going to do, you guys. Every single person on the planet that has access to the internet now has the exact same banking rights as you do. In fact, they have better banking rights than you do. Unless you join crypto, then you'll have better banking systems too. In the United States, it's like having a Swiss bank in your pocket. That's what it's like, right? You obviously don't have all those, you know, in the United States, like there's regulations and stuff, right? Obviously, Bitcoin will get regulated, I'm sure, eventually. But yeah, you can. Someone who lives in Uganda can have the same rights as you do financially. That's freaking awesome. Everything you hear outside of that is noise. It absolutely solves a huge problem of taking people who don't have the same financial benefits that you do and giving it to them completely for free. All they need is a cell phone or an internet cafe, any access to the internet, and now they can have access to this internet money. So I always thought it was kind of crazy. You know that. Oh yeah, let me open my BS. I forgot about that. I've actually had this before. Montaigne. So let me just, and this is an article I found. Can I post this like in the chat? Is that something I can do? I don't know if that does anything for you guys. I posted it in the chat though. I just found this article, and it's pretty good. Actually, I didn't read the article, to be honest. But I just saw what it was. I read some of it, I guess, but I get it, what it's talking about, and so I just figured I'd use the images on here to tell the same story, I guess. But here's the deal, you guys. And a lot of people who don't know crypto or don't know the financial, don't know like what's going on with the economy, like you guys, you are being screwed over. I'm being screwed over. Everyone in this country is being screwed over big time, and it's getting worse and worse and worse, and most people have no idea. By the way, I had no idea. In 2008, when the financial crisis happened, that's what broke me a little bit inside, and I was just, I honestly felt at that time I was a nobody, I was nothing, I'm too small to do anything, I can't make any type of actual difference. Like, even if I became like a multi-millionaire, I'm not going to be able to make any type of dent in this capitalist society, right? I think what a lot of people need to understand is this isn't the end. You don't live in the end. Meaning, what we have right now is not the best. In fact, everything that we have right now is going to change into something else. We've only had money since, you know, I mean, yeah, there's oh, funny, I've actually heard this. China was initially the first, and they had little, wait, yeah, oh yeah, it even says right here, miniature replicas of tools. I don't really understand that. I heard that a while ago, and I was like, that's weird. So they have like a tiny little version of their swords and stuff, and they use that as a form of money, which was interesting. But coins was actually like 500 BC, and it wasn't actually till like 700 AD that you actually started seeing the fiat system pop up. So paper money, right? Sorry, not fiat, paper money backed by gold. Fiat money, not yet. Okay, yeah, converted into precious gold like gold and silver. So yeah, paper money back in the day existed, but you were able to convert this paper money to gold or silver. Because gold and silver, I mean, okay, back in the early days when you wanted to trade, they didn't know what to trade. So they had like, shells and, salt, just things that you could trade for that people actually wanted, right? And eventually they had these little coins like this, right? They put them on a string. But this got too heavy, so then they eventually put it on paper, but it was still backed by a precious metal. So that way, like, you knew the money was actually worth something, right? And you'll notice, gold coins clipping. You'll notice a bunch of the old gold coins. You'll see they all look the same, right? They look like this. It looks like kind of deformed. But they would do this thing called clipping. Oh, they made fake treasure and they even clipped it. That's funny. Oh, here we go. Here's a better example. So it was like real silver, so they would clip like the edges of them, and that way they could eventually mint more money. And if they just took barely enough, then you couldn't really tell. That's why you have the edges on the coins now. You see little bumps on the ends. That's to prevent this from happening. But eventually, they went into a fiat system, meaning they got rid of it backed by gold and silver. And this is, by the way, every single economy that's ever existed that went into fiat system has followed this exact same pattern, right? So eventually, you're going to go to war, public works, right? There's something that takes place where they need more money than they actually have. So then they'll start printing more than they have, because bankers realized, people keep like over 90% of their money in the bank account. Most people are just they pay their bills and stuff like that, and so they were able to lend out 9, 10, 15, 20 times more money than they actually had, because not everybody came back asking for their money. So eventually that happened too much, and you'd have a collapse. But this is a good, since we're in the United States, right, let's talk about the United States. So the gold reserves, this is the gold reserves of the United States. And as you see, it hit a high of, in fact, we can see kind of, so right around here, the United States said, sorry. They said, the United States said you can't hoard gold anymore. That's why you see this big jump right here, right? But isn't that crazy? And they said you can't hoard gold. You have to take our paper currency and give the United States the gold, right? So then the United States started, pumping gold, and then obviously right here is World War II, and then we needed to pay for World War II, right? But back in the day, you used to be able to trade in your dollars for gold. A lot of people don't even know this right now, that our money system is actually owned by a private company that our government uses to create its currency. And so the government borrows money from this private company that's ran by the actual bankers, by the way. So Chase Bank and Citibank and the Rockefellers, right? There's a book called creature from Jekyll Island that talks about how the Federal Reserve was created, but it's kind of crazy. But anyways, it used to be backed by gold. Now it's not backed by gold. Now it's backed by faith. We're faith-based currency. In God we trust. We don't trust in gold anymore. We trust in faith, right? So now our currency is faith-based, meaning it's not backed by anything but the faith in our government, right? So once that happens, and we're off the gold standard, now the United States can print as much money as they want. And as you see, we've been printing like crazy. So, and it doesn't show before 1970s, but 1971... July of 1971. What was it? Come on, just give me the date and be nice to me. Alright, it's 1971. I don't know why, I just want to know the month for some reason. August, okay, whatever, August. That was all fun on. So in August, we went off the gold standard, and that has devalued our dollar significantly. And essentially, here's why Bitcoin's important, right? There was this attorney that was hired to go back and look at the collapse of financial systems and see what happened, see if there was any kind of pattern. And eventually, the guy quit after hundreds and hundreds of currencies, and he just said, not quit, but just like, dude, there's no point of this. 100% of every single currency that has ever failed due to them going on a fiat system has gone through the exact same steps, you guys. The exact. In fact, this is the chart right now, right here in front of you, showing you the steps. Now, this is funny because if you talk to any gold guy ever, since the 70s or whatever, they have been yelling this because this has been a big problem with every single country ever. And what happens is, first, your commodity money, meaning your money is backed by gold and silver. It's backed by something that's real, that's tangible, that isn't faith-based, right? And then they end up debasing it, right? Well, this is where they eventually end up printing more money they end up having, and then they get caught, like the United States did. In fact, there's a famous French speech. I don't know how am I gonna... Oh, cool, it's right there.
Accepte par principe des dollars au même titre que de l'or pour les règlements.
So, this is a famous video, but it's of the French Prime Minister, I believe. And he is essentially saying the United States is printing so much money, and they don't have it. And they're using other countries to essentially pay off their debts and piggyback off of them. So then what he ended up saying is, we're calling back our debt and we're getting off the American dollar. And this was in, oh look, it's a video that Mike Maloney posted. He, by the way, is one of my favorite, right here. If you just go to type in Mike Maloney, episodes 1 through 10 are freaking amazing. You want to learn about how our financial system is ran, like really learn. He goes through it in these 10 episodes. Freaking amazing. Probably better than anyone I've ever seen. So yeah, definitely check this out. In fact, the big thing I'm talking about when it comes to every country following the same problem with fiat system, he kind of goes over that right here in episode 1. But anyways, But yeah, he said, yeah, we're gonna essentially call the United States bluff, and we're calling back our gold. And so that's what eventually made Richard Nixon get off of gold standard and go to a fiat currency. And then, since 1971, we have started printing our dollar. In fact, if you were to look like what a home cost, what school cost, what the average wages were in 1971 compared to now, it's a huge difference. You go back the same amount of years, 50 years prior, not that big of a difference. In fact, in all of our currency from 1776 to 2019, the next year in 2020, we printed 40% of every single dollar that's ever existed was printed last year. So now that brings us into fiat currency chaos, where we just print the crap out of currency. Okay, good. I haven't read any of this, by the way. I don't know why. I just saw the pictures and figured I knew what it was talking about. But I'm glad. I'm glad that it is. Anyway, so yeah, print, and then eventually, this is where we're at right now. And eventually, this is what ends up taking place. We're hitting this. We're starting this right now. We're seeing loss of purchasing power. Now, a lot of people say, dude, there's so many scammers in my chat right now. But there's a lot of people that say, oh, we're not inflated. What are you talking about? You know, and it's like, well, have you tried buying a home? Have you tried purchasing wood? Have you tried purchasing gas? Have you tried purchasing stock? Because everything is up, right? It's not inflated. Oh, so these stocks doing a 15x is not inflation? This company now is 15 times more expensive to get into. How is that not inflation? Because of stocks? What about wood to buy a house? That costs more. Why does that not count? What about rent? Why doesn't rent count? What about gas? Why doesn't gas count? Right? It counts. So this we're already seeing. And in fact, you see pictures all over online. You'll see like toilet paper. They're giving less rolls. They're charging you more for it. Yeah, it's becoming a problem. And then eventually, an end of a mass movement, and they exit out of the fiat currency. Now, this is what I kind of think that the United States is going to get off of the United States dollar and then move on to some sort of digital dollar. They've been planning that for many years now. I made a video on it about a year ago or something. They're still planning on it. In fact, the Bretton Woods agreement, they're talking about a Bretton Woods 2.0. But if you don't know, Bretton Woods 1942. 1944. They decided, they're like, by the way, this is kind of weird. Wait, when did World War II end? So World War II ended September 2nd, 1945. Yeah, in July of 1944, all these countries got together and decided that the United States would be the main currency, right? Anyways, I just found that weird. Like, the war is still going on, and they decided on a financial agreement, and once they kind of buttoned all that up, the war ended soon after. But yeah, in 1944, oh crap, what was it? 1942? I forgot again. 44, whatever it was. We went to the Bretton Woods Agreement. Essentially, we said, yeah, everything's backed by the dollar. And it's kind of funny because if you notice, the countries that we have invaded, the United States has invaded, by the way, every single one. Every single country that the United States has invaded since the Bretton Woods Agreement, we have invaded after they decided that they weren't using the United States dollar for oil. Not saying that was the reason, but I just find it kind of funny that they get off of our dollar, we invade them, and we insert our banking systems into their, anyways. But yeah, I think they're going to do something like that. A Bretton Woods 2.0. By the way, Bretton Woods Agreement ended in 1971 when Richard Nixon took everything off of the gold standard. But everything was still kind of backed by the United States dollar, and the United States was still invading people that weren't using the United States dollar to buy oil, for instance. And now we're essentially an oil-backed nation, which is really scary because oil's going away. Everyone's going electric, and we're moving away from that. So what's the United States going to do, right? I don't know. But yeah, essentially, if we want to kind of go from beginning to end real quick, we went from the barter system. We ended up moving up to golds and gold and precious metals, and then we ended up using metal coins, right? And then we transferred to paper money. You know, it is kind of interesting. A lot of people can't grasp crypto, but it's kind of the same thing as this plastic credit cards. You know, you had this plastic card, and you swiped it, and electronically it gave people money, you know. But this was, I would assume, this was kind of a big, like, what is this? But then we started doing online transfer payments, and now we got into cryptocurrency, right? But this is needed because we just keep printing, and it's been killing our United States dollar, right? So, which is kind of interesting. The Federal Reserve was created in 1913 to keep the power of the dollar, and since then, and this is 2013, it was worth 5 cents, right? It's worth a lot less now, but the purchasing power of the United States dollar was significantly gone down. So this is why crypto is needed. This is why Bitcoin's needed. The other 10,930 projects, who really cares when it comes to that problem? Nobody is fixing that problem. Not a single person is fixing that problem better than Bitcoin. And by the way, there's a lot of companies that say, oh, well, we can do like 1 million transactions per second. It's like, well, you've tested it with like 5 computers. You know, test it with, 700 million users with, thousands of transactions per second, and then we can see how strong your network really is, right? But yeah, this is why crypto was created, and this is why that's the problem that Bitcoin's essentially solving. Now, let's see, we're at 1 hour and 2 minutes. Dang it. This is so bad, you guys. Let me kind of go over. Actually, before I do that, let me do this. Let's get rid of all this nonsense. People talk about cycles all the time, and I'm gonna talk to you about what that cycle is. By the way, people ask me, people have been asking me the last couple of days, oh, is Bitcoin crashing? No. Bitcoin is not crashing. Bitcoin is right here. Wait, where is this? Yeah, right here. So this is that 20% drop in 2017. We're right here, you guys. One of the big reasons why I think really within the next couple of days or weeks that we're going to start heading up and seeing all-time highs again is because of these cycles. So first of all, let's talk real quick about the halving. Oops, halvening. That's not even a word. There it is. There's a countdown. Every 4 years, the Bitcoin becomes harder and harder to mine, to run transactions, and to run the network. It becomes the reward for it gets less and less and less, and because so many people are using it, it's getting harder and harder. But it ends up making these 4-year cycles, right? It started in 2013, and then 2017, 2021. We're gonna see it 2025, 2029, 2033, right? So every 4 years, we're gonna see this happening. And a part of one of the reasons why this guy Satoshi Nakamoto, who created Bitcoin, who nobody really knows who he is or anything like that, but one of the things that he created was this math. Part of the math was this halving, to make it harder for people to actually earn Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's price increased, then it shouldn't. Then anyways, it's all doing exactly what Satoshi thought. But in 897 days, around May 7th, 2024, we're going to see a halving again. But the reason why that's important is because it creates these little cycles. So let's go back to 2014, because this is the first big cycle. And yeah, there were other ones back here, right? We have these little, 2011 went from 30 cents. I guess that was one, right? But the first big one wasn't until 2014. And as you see, we see it going up to 29 cents. And I guess I'll put these back on. A 93% decrease in 165 days. And then an 11,000% increase from the bottom over 508. And then for 88 days, you saw a 70% decrease. In 147 days, a 16%, 1,600%, a 16x. And then it was at 11,000, right? And this is the first, I guess, big cycle. Over 410 days, an 84% decrease. Now, I guess you have to really, and people that have been around in crypto for a long time, none of this stuff freaks them out. And by the way, none of it freaks them out because they bought much lower. So for me, Bitcoin would have to crash down to the $1,000 range for me to be losing, money or freaking out or anything like that, right? Because once you've been in long enough, then it's like, oh, 80% down. Well, I'm still, 80x, 110x, 500x, depending on how much money you put in and how early you got, right? But imagine being this 410 days, you guys. This is over a year, and it just keeps going down, 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 down. And then another, what is this? January of 2015 to February of 2017. So it took another, 2 years for it to slowly climb back up, and then all of a sudden we see the 2017 big push up to 20,000. Well, we're in the same cycle here. 364 days, it went from top to bottom. We saw a low of 3,205. By the way, this was when the economy crashed right here, so it didn't even get to its all-time lows, right? Man, I should have sold my car. I should have taken out a huge loan. Just kidding. That's irresponsible. That's why I didn't do it. But if I was single, I probably would have been really irresponsible. What's the worst case scenario? I have to live on a couch for a while, right? Can't do that when you're married. Anyways, so that takes us to now, right? Now we're hitting all-time highs again. So we're kind of at this point where we passed its all-time highs, and now we're trying to find new all-time highs. So if we followed the same cycle, this is where it kind of gets crazy, because this is kind of where we're at right now, in this little area. So it went from So it went from 41,000 up to 67-ish, and it's taking this dip. Well, this is the same as this. These charts are, except we're right here. So went from 3,600 up to 72, doubled. We were at 30,000, went up over 60, doubled. And then it took a 20% drop before recovering. Well, we're in that same kind of situation right now. Yes, move over. $30,000, doubled up to 60, and now we're down with that 20% drop. Now I'm not saying that we're going to continue that route. It's just crazy how close we are to these. Come on, what's going on with my computer? This is kind of interesting how similar we are. If you were to take a lot of the charts from the 2017 cycle and the 2014 cycle, it matches up very, very well with what we're doing now. So if it ends up following that same path, this is where this chart comes into play. The famous rainbow chart. Now the reason why this is famous is because what you're seeing right here, this was actually created in 2014. So this guy created this assuming, just saying pay from the cycles, and like people talk about it being priced in with all the mining algorithm and all that sort of stuff, that it should kind of follow this arch. And since 2014, I mean, let's see, 2017, they predicted 10 to, you know, whatever, 10, 15, it went 20K right here, right? We're in 2020 right now, where it shows us should be around that 50, 60, 70,000 mark. We're right around where we're supposed to be, right? I guess it's 2021, right? So we're following this path, we're following this chart pretty closely. Obviously not perfect, but since 2014, he made the chart right here. We have been following this little rainbow chart of these cycles, and if it continues, I mean, right now this is a $180,000 Bitcoin. So if it ends up doing like this little pump right here, or this pump right here, or this pump right here, right? We could end up seeing a $250,000 Bitcoin or something. This is January 1st, 2020, right? So when people talk about a super cycle, this is what they're talking about. Bitcoin going from 58,000 to 200,000, something like that. 500,000, $250,000, I mean, something like that, right? So we're following a lot of these charts that have been built a long time ago, pretty closely, and a lot of these charts are just running off of, hey, if people keep mining and the algorithm keeps changing and Moore's law, which means the equipment that mines it keeps getting better, and then we should kind of follow this pattern. So and yeah, and if we are going to compare to the 2017, we kind of look at our, I'm just kind of guessing on these prices, by the way, just because I've been through this cycle, but I'm pretty close to them. But Bitcoin around this time, right? This is 19th November. It's the 21st of November right now. So in the new cycle. So if we get close to the 2017 cycle, Bitcoin was at 8,000. It went to 20,000. So 2.5x. Ethereum was at 354. I believe it got to 1,400. All right, now I'm gonna actually check because I just want to double check. 1,400. I think that's right. Bruh, give me the chart. What's going on? Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm not sure if the world has more people like him, then it will definitely be a better place. Thank you so much. You're the best. I don't know if you're talking about me or if you're pointing to some other thing in the chat that's really just like a scam bot. Come on, Ethereum, just show me what you were. There we go. Hey, that was pretty close. I think it did hit all-time highs of 1400 though, but whatever. XRP, right? It was at 23 cents. I believe it hit like $4. Why am I doing this to every coin? This is stupid. I'm just curious. Like 350. Look at this. Wing! Straight to the top. All the way up. Litecoin 71. It went to like 400. I don't know. What is it? I don't even know Litecoin actually. Litecoin was my first coin that my first altcoin that I invested in actually, and then I exited it. You're gonna make fun of me for this. I exited it to get into this coin called Poe, and then freaking oh my gosh, Justin Sun's project. What's it called? Tron. But I bought it at like 2 pennies and sold it at like 22 cents or something, so I don't feel too bad about it. There you go, Litecoin. I think I got it to like 400 or... there we go. Close enough. There were some exchanges, by the way, where it hit higher. This is just where it closed off on the day when it took all the exchanges and combined them. But yeah, I mean, they pumped, I guess is the point, from this. And we're like 30 days, a month and a half away from, we're like a month and a half away from all-time highs back in 2017. So if we keep following the same cycle, then in like a month or two, we're gonna see all-time highs, and yeah. So if we continue following that same cycle, then by the end of this year, beginning of next year, we could see. And by the way, let's hop down here. Oh, also be careful because look, BitConnect's here. BitConnect got into the top 10. This is a scam token. They stole $3 billion from their users. Oh, and by the way, it made a lot of people money. A lot of people made a ton of money with BitConnect because they got in early, they got their profits out early before the Ponzi scheme collapsed. It's so weird. A lot of people I know, they're like, oh man, I wish I would have gotten into BitConnect in the early days before it collapsed. And that statement actually kind of makes me upset. Because I feel like a lot of people are that way. They don't care what they're investing in. They don't care who gets hurt. But maybe that's one of the reasons. I don't like scam coins, guys. I don't like joke coins. I don't like any of this stuff because there's no point to it. And somebody is going to be left holding the bag, and I promise you it's not going to be the millionaires. It's going to be the people that don't have that money to lose, you know? So that's why I don't like this stuff. Who cares? You made $1 million. It means you made all these people's money that they put in, and they lost it, and they gave it to you because you got out early. That's what that means. So the projects I invest in and that I like are projects that actually add value. Like, no one should be losing money on it. I mean, it's not like everyone dumps their money in it and there's a few winners, right? I mean, obviously, people lose money. Like, Project Man right now is Luxo. It was at $40 a couple days ago, or like a few weeks ago. It's at like $28 right now. I'm sure a lot of people sold and lost money because they got freaked out, right? But I'm not talking about that. See, look, Tron. I invested in Tron. It was like a penny or something. So, okay, let's take Tron, for example. Even though I don't like Tron, Tron's a garbage coin. Justin Sun's a garbage. I don't like him. It's so weird, by the way, how many people like scammers, too. It's just like... What kind of person likes a scammer? You're probably the same person as a child that you broke into cars and... Or like, you think you still do that, right? Or like, someone left their car door open, and you're like, it's their fault, they left the car door open. So I just figured that money was, it wasn't stealing. They left the car door unlocked. It's their fault, right? It's like that type of thinking, I feel like, where people don't care about other people. They like justify their wrongdoings. Anyways, Tron, for instance, if you would have bought into, I guess the reason I'm saying this is because you can take like you can take a project like Tron and go from 2.002, I think it went to like 27 cents or something. So it did 135x in like 3 weeks. It's crazy. I guess I'll finish with just talking about my holdings, I guess. Fine, log out, I guess. Alright, cool. Anyways, if you go to my Twitter, just Skystruck Crypto, twitter.com/Skystruck Crypto. I post all of my trades. I have been for over a year and a half now. And to be fair, there's actually a lot of tokens I didn't put in here because I've had them for over 2 years. I also do a lot of like projects I'm not sure about. I don't really want to tell people about them because then they might buy them and it could end up being bad. I don't know. I'm just like, we'll see. I'll throw a little bit in. But then if I end up liking the project, I do enough research where I feel comfortable with it, then I'll share and then I'll actually post it on here. So, I mean, there might be like 15% of my portfolio isn't actually in here, 10%, I don't know. Probably less than, probably 10%. But pretty much everything's in here. And here, and I even wrote my gains from last year. Ooh, you can't read this. Token went from $9 to $7. So, wait. Oh yeah, so this is the only one I lost money on, which it's in the gain now. XOR I actually bought at like $8, and it went to like 1,000. But what is this? XOR went to 1,000. Why did I put 212? Oh, that's what I did. So I put what the current price is. That's what I did. This is what I bought it at. This is the current price 12 months later. And then this is what this is my possible, this is what I have right now from 12 months. And if I sold it at the top, this is what it would have been. So my $6,000 investment went from 30,000 to 118, depending on when you sold it. I'm not really a seller. I want to keep it for 12 months for tax reasons, and yeah, XOR was rough. I bought in through like $8,000 in at $5-6, and went to like $1,000, and then it got hacked, and I lost it all. I have no idea how devastating that actually was. But Ocean went from 21 cents, it's 54 a year later, so I made 1,509,000. Kusama, I actually bought this at like $5, but I posted it at 10, so I figured that's what I'm actually going to show the profits at, not when I actually bought it, but when I actually shared it with you guys, right? So it's at 217 a year later. Right now it's at 500, right? So $20,000 to $60,000 profit depending on when you sold it. It's now that $1,000 is now worth like $50,000 now, right? So Kusama was a really good buy. Edge was the only one that didn't kind of blow me away. Energy Web Token too, but I still really, what I mean is Edge is the one that right now I don't know if I would have bought it. Everything else I would have still, and then ChainX, right? PCX, made 1,000 to 7,000. So I'll post my returns, but I also like if you click on, you'll see like in the replies, I just take screenshots of pretty much when I bought it for. It's like Polkadot, but in fact, if you go through, we can go through all of these, and you can see what it right now. But I don't think I'm in the red on a single token. Every single token I have purchased in the last 2.5 years, every single one I've made money off of. This is why I feel like maybe I should make a YouTube video like all these other jagweeds do, and I can be like, how I turned $3,000 into multiple six figures, right? How I'm a better trader than Warren Buffett, right? That's what clickbaiters would do. But yeah, I posted all my trades and pretty much when I bought it at. And if I take losses, like my YFL, my yield farming for Link, it's just recently, YFL. I was actually in the red for a year and a half, YFL. I think it just recently went up. Oh wow, cool. 700, right? I bought it for 4, so I'm actually in the green. But I was in the red for that was the only token I was in the red for a while, but yeah. If you go through these, I just pretty much posted when I bought them. But yeah, if you go to my profile, it's going to be pinned to the top. I mean, it has been for a year and a half. Probably should have something else pinned up there maybe, but why not? So right now, okay, by the way, because this is a cycle as well, I had to be very careful with my picks, because to next year, we could see 60, 70, 80, 90% drops in a lot of these tokens. Cardano, for instance, let's just look at Cardano. Cardano went to $1.60-ish. $1.18, I thought it was higher than that. Anyways, it was at like a $1.18, and it got down, you guys, down to the pennies, down to under 3 cents, and then it went from 3 cents to, $3. So it doesn't. So what if you bought this token right here at 80 cents? A year later, that 80 cents will be worth 3 cents, right? This is why, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell people, like, if people ask, like, should I buy right now? What should I buy? It's like, well, we could go into a bear market for another year and a half, 2 years after this, and you could lose money. This is also why you find projects that are good and you hold. If you even go the best coin, Bitcoin, right? I mean, I already showed you the other chart, but yeah, I mean, look how long you lost money on this for before you made it back again. Crypto's all about cycles, more so than anything else, any other stocks or anything. So right now, if it followed the current bull market, then we are right here. We are right before the pump. So if I were to purchase anything, if I was getting into crypto right now and I knew what I knew, I would buy into the projects I'm in, but then I'd be selling probably later this year, right? But the nice thing is, if you get in right now, or you end up getting in earlier or at a lower price, then like, let's say you purchased this at $20,000 at the very top of last year's market. Well, now you're 300% gain. So that's not too bad, right? You could buy this at 57. It could go up to $250,000 and then crash down to 30,000 over the next couple of years, and then go from 30,000 to $1 million over the next couple of years after that, right? So that's also why I only invest in projects I believe in, with a team that I actually know what they're doing, with a team that I believe that they're going to accomplish what they're doing, with a team that is honest. The white paper, I need to make sure that they are actually building a project I see value in, and I see someone using, or I need to see who are the advisors, who are they partnering with, are they legit companies, are they also, if they have a bunch of builders as well that have been doing things like, and they have a bunch of past of completing great projects, and they have advisors that are on great projects, and they're building something that's actually unique, and if all the things line up, then great, I'll put some money in and I'll hold it long term. And yeah, I mean, crypto's not easy, that's for sure. I've been in crypto every day since 2017 and on, and pretty much every person I speak to is like, oh, you're in crypto, ooh. Are you doing okay from the crash? Or something like that is what they'll say. I'm like, what are you talking about? What crash? It was just at 60K. Yeah? So am I doing okay from a 17% drop? I guess a 17% drop is okay after a 50x, right? After freaking whatever. But, yeah. The people who are in crypto longer, they eventually, like, yeah. These drops and stuff. I mean, the project, this is my favorite project right now, is Luxo. It was at $40 recently. I mean, look at this chart. I bought it at $1. My first initial was $1, and then it crashed down to like 40 cents, and then it went up to $25, and then crashed back down to $4, and then went to $40, and then crashed back down to it, right? So it is kind of funny because when people get these, like, I don't know, 60-70%. I mean, look at this. What is $24 down to $5? What is that, like a 75% loss or something like that, right? 80% loss, right? I can do math. I didn't care. It didn't bother me at all. I mean, it bothered me in the sense of, it'd have been nice if I sold up here and bought down here, right? And then I would have got 5 times the amount of tokens, but, you know, who knows? I could have sold at this top, and then it pumped up, right? I could have sold at this top, and then like, yeah, go down, and then it came back up, right? So, I don't know. And then each time you sell, it's a taxable event too, so, I don't know. I find a project I believe in, hold in for at least 12 months, and it's been doing well for me. But that's, I think, what's going on with the crypto markets. But you just gotta be careful. Most of crypto is a scam. Anything that you see on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok, it's too late. Yeah. And I'm totally willing to help anybody out. I understand that this space is confusing, and I wanted my channel to be a place for brand new people to enter, but I have found that brand new people don't really give a crap about responsible investing. They want to go all in on the next dog coin, and they want me to tell them what my favorite dog coins are. And that's just not the world I live in. I mean, have you ever gone to Vegas and you're like, you don't know how to play craps or something like that? I was just playing some games that we did a casino night, and I was playing some games that I didn't necessarily know, and so I asked my buddy. I was like, "Can you help me figure this out? What do I do?" So he said, "All right, put your chips here, put your chips here, put your chips there, put this there." I'm like, "Cool." And I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing, but you told me to put them there. I'm putting them there." And like, I got a couple tokens, and I was like, "Cool." Does this mean I'm winning? Sweet. All right, I'm winning. And then like I lost them all the night. He's like, tough luck. All right, bet here. You know, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm betting in, and it's completely my fault I lost that money. I'm asking my friend what to do, and that's what a lot of people do. They look on Facebook and they're like, what are my Facebook friends saying? What is this 15-year-old kid saying on Snapchat? He told me this is the best dog coin. So, yeah, I will make a video of how I do research on projects, because it does take me a while to do research. And I do have a list of projects, and essentially when I do research, it's me. I go in and I rip it apart. I just talk as much trash as I can. And if I get to the end and I didn't talk that much trash, I'm like, this might be a good project. But there's so many scams out there. And there's so many huge YouTubers, you guys. I know a guy that has over 1 million subscribers. I can't say this stuff either, because I learned this information in confidence, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word. I'm so stupid. Is that the word, confidence? anyway, somebody told me there's a couple big YouTubers out there that have over 1 million subscribers. One in particular that I know. I think he's the second. Ooh, I'm almost giving away who this person is. I gotta be careful. At any rate, he literally got paid $1 million. I don't want to pull the coin up, or you can Google it and you'll find out who he is. Probably. What the hell? I'll talk trash on him. No, I won't. I don't want to do that. Someone told me, and I don't know if. Anyways, but he has 1 million subscribers, and like 1.2 million, and he literally got paid $1 million to promote a coin that ended up going to zero a couple months after that. At the time, he only had about 200,000 subscribers. Now he has over 1 million. So like the people that have tons of followers, these are the people that everybody subscribes to because they have a bunch of followers. Must mean they know what they're talking about, and they post videos every single day, so they must really be in it. And those are the guys that end up getting you, you know. I mean, let's just what's the next Bitcoin? Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys. See, there's some scammers on here. I don't want to talk trash. I don't like Robert Kiyosaki in crypto. Robert doesn't know anything about crypto. He knows a lot about real estate. Good for him. But that's what he knows about. Not but my last warning about Doge and Shiba. I wonder if this is pro or not. Oh, okay. Anyways, I listened to a podcast where he was talking about crypto, and in the 5 minutes he spoke, I knew immediately he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I eventually found out that he has a guy that knows about crypto, and he tells him everything, and then he just repeats those words. But it's just really annoying that he's like he just hopped on the bandwagon. How about this? See, look at this. Shiba, it's the Shiba, look at this. Shiba Inu coin, 7.7 thousand views in 4 hours. Shiba coin to $1. And Vitalik Buterin's on the cover. It has nothing to do with Shiba. I don't know what this is, but it's not possible. I mean, it is possible, but everyone on the entire earth would have to bow down to Shiba. I'm assuming Kevin is talking trash on the $1 as well. But yeah, there's a lot of people. When will Shiba go to $1? Never. How Shiba will reach 1 cent. See, look at this crap. Garbage, garbage, garbage. See, I'm sure a lot of these as well. Like Graham, he's not an idiot. He's probably talking about how stupid it is. This is my exact face when people talk to me about Shiba coin. There you go, Edward. Edward Snowden, giving the perfect face. Look, one penny soon. Crypto investing, 67,000 subscribers. This is garbage. Look at this. Before we get into crypto, watch this. Who's this Skystruck guy? Garbage. Just kidding. Anyways, you just gotta be careful, you guys. My favorite YouTubers, by the way, are all down here. Look at how many of them there are. There's 3. Andreas Antonopoulos. He's a big picture guy. He's a coder for Bitcoin. Crypto Daily. He's my favorite crypto YouTuber. He's the only crypto YouTuber that I know of that talks crypto news on a regular basis without shilling or making outrageous claims. He's very good at playing both sides of the fence. CoffeeZilla just talks about scammers and exposes them. But as you see, I don't really follow crypto people anymore. Crypto Daily because he's a homie. Andreas Antonopoulos got me into crypto. Bolas. If you guys want good videos, this one right here. These two right here are really good. These top two ones. And he has a lot of them, but I know by the stage he's on. Come on, give me a preview. Anyway, these two right here are fragging amazing. You want to put something on the background while you're driving or something like that? Just here's an hour of what's Bitcoin by a guy who's really good at sharing that picture for you. Anyways, but that's it. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. Oh my gosh, it's been way too long. I knew this was going to take a while. I've been practicing actually this spiel, more so like talking about the evolution of money and why it's important with crypto. But yeah, I really want to do this quicker. But I also want to do this stream like kind of often, not often, but every couple months or something, just to get people, just so people kind of, again, I kind of want this to be a beginner channel for people who are just getting in. I want to protect all the people from being scammed, but it seems like you guys really love being scammed. It's like your favorite thing in the world. It's like, what should I do? Could I could either earn a 20x on my investment here in the next year. I could either turn like $1,000 into like, I don't know, $250,000 or so in the next 5 years by putting this in this company, or I could gamble dog and cat coins. You know what? Let's just hear about the dogs and cats, right? Anyways, crypto. This type of crypto with Shiba and Dogecoin, it's very upsetting to me. Dogecoin, not so much. It like invented this meme culture where they can actually make money off of memes, and I don't know. It's interesting. Shiba is just some a-holes trying to piggyback off of Dogecoin, and so is every other dog coin. So whatever. But crypto is meant to solve the world poor problem. It's putting every single person on the planet that has access to the internet the ability to have the same financial benefits that we do here in the United States or in the UK or whatnot. People in Uganda can now have a Swiss bank in their pocket now. People with dying currencies, Greece and Venezuela and these hyperinflated countries where a cup of coffee goes up 20% daily. Where nobody holds on to cash because every day you hold on to cash you're losing like a fifth of its worth. That's happening right now in a lot of countries. Hyperinflation. It's even happened to huge countries. In fact, when Germany went to war, they had to pay everyone else's, because they lost the war, right? They had to pay for everyone else's bills, and they ended up inflating their currency, killed their country. And their country's been not so good for 50 years, and it took 50 years for it to start getting better again. When an economy collapses, it's not good. And a lot of people think, oh, it's the United States. The United States won't collapse. It's just like, well, you don't think the largest empires in the world have ever fallen? I mean, we all know how Egypt is still running the world, and we all know that Greece is still a world empire, and we know the Mongolians, we know China is obviously, great empires fall all the time. And the thing that takes down, if not war, the number one thing that takes down civilizations is their economy. And they do the exact same thing right here. Backed by gold, and then they end up printing too much, and then they end up getting off of the gold standard. Now they're backed by nothing. Then they keep printing way too much, and then the loss of power happens, and people start losing faith in the money, and then everybody starts selling that money into something else. So Bitcoin, I mean, I'm obsessed with crypto 100% because of Bitcoin. Nothing else in crypto. If Bitcoin wasn't here and didn't solve the problem, I actually don't know if I'd be here. I'm glad I'm here, but Bitcoin actually solves like really big, messed up problems in a very cool way. No invading countries, no, it's just all you're doing is giving them access to banking. And now, we don't need to invade their country and force them to get on the United States dollar, or, none of that stuff is going on. You want to attack Bitcoin? Go for it. You won't be able to take it down. You will not be able to. You'll be able to take down Bitcoin as easily as you can take down the internet. So this is why I'm obsessed with crypto, is completely because of Bitcoin. Now, that being said, my largest investment isn't in Bitcoin, it's actually in Luxo. I'm doing that because I like the ecosystem that Ethereum provides. I think Web 3.0 is going to be huge. I like that Luxo is combining the digital world with the physical world, but that would not be possible if it wasn't for Bitcoin. So I'm like I even have the Bitcoin white paper on my shirt right here, or the Genesis block. I mean, the first block created, but yeah, Bitcoin got me in. I'm staying in crypto forever because I want. In fact, I would love it if I could do Bitcoin full time, and I could help people like establish businesses on the Bitcoin network. That would be cool. Where that'd be cool. I go around, I just help businesses get on the Bitcoin network and start providing Bitcoin transactions to their customers. That'd be a really cool job. Or a company to make or something. But there's a lot of people doing it, obviously. But yeah, that's awesome. And then, I do love Ethereum, but Bitcoin Ethereum wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Bitcoin. So that's why when it comes down to it, Bitcoin's my number one king of all time. It's the greatest, I hope. If all cryptocurrencies die but one, it's got to be Bitcoin, right? Or if there's hey, maybe something might come along that passes up Bitcoin. I don't think so. And mainly it has to do with the fact that Bitcoin actually has people building on its oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble because of my music. But yeah, they created the blockchain. Blockchain was the creation of Bitcoin, and now Ethereum can use that blockchain and now can do a lot of other cool stuff. But that's why I'm so obsessed with Bitcoin. It created it all. Nothing would be here without Bitcoin. And Bitcoin solves the biggest problem out of any cryptocurrency out there. I mean, it's a $1 trillion market cap, right? Wow, we're almost at 3 trillion of all assets. Just to show you perspective though, if Bitcoin doubles in price, look, the whole market cap is at 2.7. Bitcoin's already at 1 trillion of that 2.7. So more than 30% of the entire worth of all of cryptos in Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes from 1 trillion to 2 trillion, that means more than 50% of the entire cryptos under Bitcoin, which means, hey, if Bitcoin's worth 2 trillion, how easy is it for a project to get up to 16 billion or something? But by the way, I have a ton of this coin, so I guess you're supposed to mention that if you're talking about projects or whatever. But yeah, Lux is at a $408 million, so I think a lot of my money's into this is because when it comes to potential gains, I can make more. And I have a couple wallets, but I have a giant chunk I want to keep for good for 5+ years. And then hopefully my smaller wallet I can cash out and actually I'd like to actually buy my dream home, not put money down, but buy it outright. I don't like debt. I understand debt's an asset, and I should be way more chill when it comes to debt. I had a friend that took out like a $50,000 loan, put it all into Bitcoin, and now is a millionaire because of it, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I am greedy in the sense that I want to do crypto full time. I have a 9-to-5 job that I work 50, 60 hours a week on. And I would love to I'd love to bring that to crypto full time. That'd be nice to just do this all the time. I have so much on my plate of stuff I want to do. It's just the job I work for as well. I have some responsibilities that can actually hurt people when it comes to paychecks and stuff if I don't do my job very good. So the better I do at my job, the more money other people make. And it's really nice to be in a position where my effort helps other people with money. You know, someone who's making like $1,000 a paycheck can now make 2,000 or 3,000 or. Anyway, so I do work a lot, but a lot of it's because of me. I don't know. I need to calm down. But it would be nice to put all my time into crypto. So I am into crypto to make a crap ton of money, but once I make that money, then that money will be converted into me just time. I just want to get rid of my 9-to-5 so I can do this full time. But anyways, I guess that's it. It's been 2 hours now. But yeah, I hope I don't know if anyone's gonna ever watch this all the way through. Freaking 2 hours, jeez. But, oh my gosh, if anyone's still doing this, if you could subscribe to my Skystroke Alive, there's only 33 subscribers, but once I get to 100, I can stream anywhere, and once that happens, I'm gonna stream all the freaking time. Like, I do drives for like 45 minutes or something. I just want to like hop on and just do a quick little update or whatever, but I'll do it more frequent, so Sundays, and then I'm going to, I'd like to spend more time actually making real videos instead of live streaming. But yeah. Also, I forget to say this all the time, but every single like and subscribe goes a long ways. This channel goes straight to charity, so sorry, everything that YouTube gives me goes straight to charity. Oh, by the way, I just officially cashed out my $1,500 on YouTube, and I just put it all in Luxo. So we'll see where that goes. But I officially cashed out I made $1,500, not that much, but in YouTube since I put it on the paid whatever thing. And yeah, that's kind of cool. But yeah, sharing this video to anyone who's new to crypto would really help a lot. And yeah, I guess that's it. But appreciate everyone. Thank you for coming by. I super appreciate the comments, and I guess that's it. Have a good one, guys. Take care, bye. Or maybe not. Hold on, I guess I can't find the end button. There it is. See you guys later. Next week, are we going to see Bitcoin start pumping?